Meaning and belief. Life has to be given a meaning because of the obvious fact that it has no meaning. Henry Miller. Life is without meaning. You bring the meaning to it. The meaning of life is whatever you ascribe it to be. Joseph Campbell. There is not one big cosmic meaning for all. There is only the meaning we each give to our life, an individual meaning, an individual plot, like an individual novel, a book for each person. Anais Nin. What's the meaning of life? That's like asking, what's the favorite color of life? Same as yours. What else? The meaning of life is whatever yours means to you. If you're not sure of the meaning of your life, look to your struggle and to the causes and fruits of your struggle. Look to your strongest emotions, love, fear, hate. What do you want to create, preserve, or destroy? What's the worst thing you could lose, or the best thing you could gain? Maybe your meaning is the thing that most defines you, like an institution or an affliction. Your meaning might be as general as duty, or as specific as killing an enemy. Maybe your meaning is to just keep plodding along, getting through the day. I'll guess that since you're reading this, your fortunes aren't garbage-picking grim, but that doesn't mean you're not stuck in a dead-end life, though technically, I suppose we all are. Your meaning might not be visible to you now. Maybe you don't see it yet, and maybe you never will. It might not become apparent to you until you find yourself in a hospice or a burning car or falling from a building, and maybe never. Since there is no true meaning, being meaningless is at least being honest. There is no objective meaning because there's no objective anything. There's only you and your subjective meaning. If, like me, you have a specific purpose or function, then that's your meaning. Maybe your whole life is leading up to a single act as simple as pressing a button, and that will resolve your whole life from random static to picture perfect. Maybe you have a lot of meanings. Maybe last year the meaning of your life was the birth of a child, and next year it will be the loss of a parent. Maybe love of child and fear of death are big, constant meanings, and hungry and sleepy and horny are little passing meanings. Don't get too hung up on all this meaning of life business. It's a rabbit hole issue that falsely posits the existence of meaning, life, and you. A more appropriate question to an I am/consciousness entity would be, what is the meaning of consciousness? And the only possible answer would be, consciousness is. Maybe the meaning of your life is what your life means to you now. It's hard to understand that time doesn't exist because we have such a clear experience of past, present, and future. But we don't really experience past and future, only present. Past and future are just ideas in the present. This means that there is only now. But what is now? We can't say what now is because there is no not now. It's always now. There is only now. Now is. Why would a sane person buy a gun and go to a mall and shoot a bunch of innocent people? Why would a sane person jump on a hand grenade to save his buddies? Both for the same reason. and it's the same reason their moms brought them into the world. They're all doing pretty much the same thing everyone is doing, struggling against the black hole within, demanding that their lives have meaning even if they have to kill or die to do it. But no self is true self. No meaning is true meaning. And no matter what you create, preserve, or destroy, you can never put a dent in that. We yearn for meaning, but since no self is true self, the realization of one's perfect meaninglessness is the key to liberation. This is the realization that makes the first step possible and begins the actual journey of awakening. But it's not really a realization, and the first step isn't an act of volition. It's the last square inch of false support disappearing from beneath your feet. Are you really just a tumbleweed of beliefs? That's how selfhood seems from without. But from within, it's not so simple. It appears that there are many influences and contributing factors that go into making you such a unique little snowflake. Nature, nurture, karma, dharma, past lives, oversouls, infinite intelligence, and more. Are these just beliefs? Or are they the source of beliefs? Or are they you defining factors other than beliefs? What's the difference between me and you? Between anyone and anyone else? Is it only belief that sets one being apart from another? In you, Rex, the answer is obviously no, but in C. Rex, it's obviously yes. That might seem absurd, but as the fog rolls out and the dream recedes, reality simply evaporates, leaving us alone in a desert landscape where the absurd becomes the obvious. On the face of it, we are more than just the beliefs we've picked up along the way, but whatever makes us who we are is purely a U-Rex or X-Rex phenomenon. This is most clear in the most task-specific persons. If we speculate that there was a person named Mozart, and that this person was as history tells us, then we can reasonably conclude that he was more than the product of his nurturing. For example, we can't swap baby Wolfie for just any kid off the street and expect him to also become a Mozart. But of greater significance is what you can reasonably conclude about yourself. Regardless of what makes us who we are, no further truth lies in the direction of solving that mystery. The journey of self-discovery is not one of self-exploration, but of self-annihilation. You must illuminate the shadowlands of your interior spaces, and sever the tendrils of emotional energy that anchor you to selfhood and the dream state. There is no reconciling the irreconcilable, and apart from I am, the only thing we can say for sure is that we can't say anything else for sure. It bears repeating. Knowing what we cannot know is one of the most important things we can know, and except I am, no conscious entity can ever know anything. Everything we know about who and what we are is false. If you were to sit down and have a candid conversation with that aspect of yourself which is not intoxicated with wrong knowing, you would be told that the person you think you are is no more closely related to what you really are than anyone else. Not only are you not you, you bear no resemblance to you, and have no relationship to you. You could just as easily be anyone else. And maybe you are. In fact, you might be everyone and everything else. In fact, maybe you must be. This whole personal identity business unravels very quickly once you get a bit above it. And it doesn't unravel a little. It unravels completely.